Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're doing good today. Today I want to talk about taking your health into your own hands, and specifically stocking up on the things that you need in your household to keep you well, to get you better, such as vitamins, over-the-counter medications, herbs, minerals, all that kind of stuff that's going to keep you well and get you well if you get sick. And a couple of reasons. Say you're the only person in your household and you're so sick that you can't even leave the house to go get medication or to get your vitamins. Or say at a certain point that hospitals won't accept you and won't help you because you haven't partaken in something. Make sure that you are able to nurse yourself back to health. God has given us a plethora of natural herbs, vitamins, minerals that we can use to keep ourselves healthy. So I'm just going to kind of go over a couple of those things and just remind you to keep a good stockpile of those things. So if you come down with something, you can get yourself better. And I'm just going to show you a couple of things that I keep in my household. And please, please, please comment down below if there are things that you use, natural remedies, that kind of thing. If we can all help each other with this, I think that it'll be a very good thing. So these are just a few things that I keep in the house, and a lot of people have them in the house, but just things that you don't need to go to a doctor for, you don't need a prescription for, but things that will keep you healthy or get you, nurse you back to health. So I'm going to start from the left here. These are just things I keep in my household. You probably have your own things that you have that work for you, and please comment down below with all those things because I'm always open to new suggestions. But I always have black elderberry in the house. This one is a capsule form. It's 1,000 milligrams. And then this one is 4,250 milligrams. This is a not syrup, but an extract. So it's not like added sugar. I always take this, especially if I feel like I'm coming down with some sniffles. And then this Quercetin Zinc. This stuff I think everybody should have in their household, particularly in the times that we're in. But quercetin is a flavonoid that comes from fruits and vegetables. I believe like cilantro is one of the things that they derive it from. But it's a combination of quercetin, zinc, stinging nettle root, vitamin C, and D3. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not, giving any medical advice. But this, if you look it up on Amazon, I'll put a link below. This is the protocol that doctors in other countries are given to their CV patients in order to kind of help them naturally build back their immune system and get better. So this stuff here, tried and true, I take it every single day. Ashwagandha. So this is a couple things I had to write down here. It reduces cortisol levels. And cortisol is what what your body generates, I guess, when you're under stress, and creates kind of that like fight or flight mechanism in your body. And under regular circumstances, it's just kind of like a relaxer. But when we're in this heightened state of fear, awareness, so all the stuff that's going on, this is something that I suggest that people take. And it's natural. It's not like it's not going to mess you up or anything. It might make you a little drowsy, but it just reduces stress, and it's also an anti-inflammatory. Yeah, anti-inflammatory. I take this thyroid support, which has iodine in it. Iodine is a very essential nutrient that people need. I take it because I kind of self-diagnosed myself with some thyroid issues, and you can see there's a bunch of other things in it too, like even more ashwagandha, but a bunch of good stuff in there. Silver. So this is silver hydrosol or colloidal silver. If you've never heard of it, do some research on it. It's a antifungal, antiviral. Every time I start to feel like I'm getting strep throat or something, my throat is starting to hurt, I'll gargle with this like 3-4 times a day. And it always seems to clear it up, so I don't have to take antibiotics. Zinc, everybody knows, is good for colds, just regular, flu season, that kind of thing, builds up your immune system, but it shortens the length of a cold or flu. Vitamin C, we all know, is good for us also. What I don't have here is a separate D3 vitamin, which I think everybody should be taking. I go out in the sun. I'm at the beach all the time, so I get my vitamin D there, but I also take vitamin D in this supplement here. Melatonin. Not everyone would have that in their cabinet. It's, to me, if you're in a situation like a SHTF situation and you're under stress all day, you're hyper alert, hyper aware, you will need to be able to sleep a good full night of sleep to stay healthy. Sleep is one of the most important things for your immune system. And if you're up all night and you can't sleep, your immune system will be affected. So just something to kind of help you get to sleep naturally. And then this is just another form of zinc. These are the ones that kind of dissolve in your mouth. I always have those. Some things like ibuprofen, acetaminophen. If you need Motrin, whatever your over-the-counter pain reliever is, make sure you have that stocked up. And then some cold and flu stuff. Some people like NyQuil, Dayquil, that kind of thing. I'm not a big fan of this type of medicine. I'd rather take my natural stuff and my vitamins and nurse myself back. But sometimes if I'm feeling really, really cruddy, I will take this. And this one is it's like a hot tea. It's infused with honey and lemon, and it has stuff to kind of put you to sleep, but it helps me feel better. I just prefer not to use this kind of thing when I'm getting sick. And then back here, this is an immunity boost tea that I got from the Dollar Tree. And it has coriander, which is a flavonoid, ginger, cinnamon, clove, and green tea. So don't take this before bed because it does have green tea in it, but it has all these natural things that are supposed to support your immunity. And then I have ground ginger, and I'm going to go through a list after this of all these just natural spices that you probably have in your cabinet anyway and how they can actually help you. Ground ginger has a lot of good purposes, ground cinnamon and turmeric. Preferably you would get turmeric curcumin. Because it is, I think it's like curcumin's in turmeric, but not always. I don't know exactly how it works, to be honest with you. We got some raw honey. Something that I just realized, like I should have known this all my life as a female, but that time of the month, if you have cramps, I did this. I was having really bad cramps last month. And I made myself just hot water. I did a teaspoon of this raw honey and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And within 15 minutes, I'm telling you, they were gone. Like, it was like a miracle. It's like, how did I never know of this? It's just cinnamon, honey, and hot water. And it was delicious. Cinnamon is an anti-inflammatory, so is turmeric. And honey just makes everything taste better. But also, if you get natural honey, will help with your allergies. Apple cider vinegar. I take a shot of this. I think it's like 15 milliliters a day. I actually really like the taste of it. Some people think it's disgusting. My son thinks it's disgusting, but this is apple cider vinegar with the mother, they call it. This is, to me, the best one that you could possibly get, the Bragg's. That helps with joint pain, inflammation. But a lot of people who have like aches and pains and constant joint pain will take this. And then my last item here is this Natural Calm Magnesium. It's a magnesium powder, and this is also helps with stress, anxiety, calming you down. And this is magnesium citrate. So there's different types of magnesium, and some of them will calm you down and help you fall asleep. Like this one helps me fall asleep. And some of them just help with like leg cramps, muscle spasms, that kind of thing, but they won't put you to sleep. And then obviously if you have prescriptions that you do need that you cannot go without, make sure you have a good stockpile on those. If you can ask your doctor to send in some extra prescriptions. And then I typed up this handy dandy little list so I could make sure to remember all these other things. There are a few things for immune health that I put down, and I probably missed some. Quercetin, which is the one that I showed you in the orange bottle, black elderberry extract, vitamin C, vitamin D3, zinc, echinacea, and selenium. And then for your digestive health, ginger, charcoal for, you know, you eat something you're not supposed to eat, drink some bad water, which has happened to me. I've drank some bad water and it was not fun. Licorice root, peppermint, dandelion, and chamomile. And then for inflammation, turmeric, curcumin, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, ashwagandha, chamomile, cilantro, licorice root again, and oregano. Also for inflammation, we have parsley, sage, and rosemary. And then a few things for stress and anxiety, which we can all deal with. Ashwagandha, St. John's wort, valerian root, magnesium, chamomile, lavender, and green tea. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and say it. The most dangerous thing to your health and your immunity is the 6 o'clock news. If I was a betting person, I would bet that people who religiously watch the 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock news are more likely to become seriously sick than people who do not watch it at all. Turn off the TV. It is fear-based programming. And I'm going to show you this little article on fear, stress, and cortisol levels. So hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. Cortisol regulates a wide range of processes throughout the body. This important steroid hormone is involved in many body functions, including proper glucose metabolism, which is why we all gained weight during the pandemic, the regulation of blood pressure, immune function, and the inflammatory response, among others. It also has a central role in helping the body respond to stress. Cortisol is released in response to fear or stress by the adrenal glands as part of the fight or flight mechanism. So as you watch the news, pay attention to the mannerisms and the tone and everything that these newscasters are putting off, because they use specific mannerisms, tones, inflections in order to provoke a response from you. And the response that they're trying to provoke is fear. This causes heightened levels of breathing and an increased heart rate. Okay, so you're feeling this response coming on by watching these fearful things. These short-term bursts of cortisol are necessary to help us recover from the effects of stress. They boost blood sugar levels, promoting immediate energy. They also reduce the response to pain and enhance short-term memory, helping us survive when faced with threatening situations. So in the short term, the release of cortisol is a good thing. A little cortisol goes a long way. The heightened state of arousal that cortisol provides as stress response to a tangible event is invigorating and helpful. Cortisol levels then return to normal upon completion of the episode. Okay, it says completion of the episode. So when that particular event has ended and you know that everything's okay and you can go back to normal, your cortisol levels go back down. Well, what happens when you are repeatedly, day in and day out, absorbing these bits of information on the news? You are repeatedly putting yourself through the same cortisol response episode. But when free-floating anxiety interferes, there's no outlet for the cortisol, and it causes the fight or flight mechanism to backfire. Cortisol levels remain elevated, creating additional anxiety and ultimately causing a multitude of serious health issues, including digestive disorders, immune deficiencies, heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. So what this is saying is that repeated exposure to high stress and fear mechanisms is causing your immune system to basically break itself down and causing all sorts of health issues. So I'm going to say, guys, just turn off the news. Stop watching it, and I guarantee you within a couple days you will feel a whole lot better.